All right. Hey guys. Hey all. We're live and it's the Meshery dev meeting. The Meshery project is part of the CNCF. It is a very quickly moving project in the CNCF, so that's pretty awesome. And for all the people's names that I see in the call right now, you're all a part of making that happen, all a part of making it the fastest growing. So, um, well, I don't know if I could say the fastest growing. It might be the fastest growing. It is the sixth highest velocity. But the fastest growing is a different question. It might be. Um, we've got a chart that we've shared actually on this subject, and you can see over the last 5 years, the number of projects in the CNCF were about 70 or maybe 60 something when Meshery joined. Meshery was about the 34th highest velocity at the time. Went down to like 32nd the next year, and the number of projects that joined increased. The next year, it went down to like the 18th fastest moving. The next year, like the ninth. Then this year, the sixth. And all the while, the number of projects in the CNCF keep climbing. Anyway, there's kind of an interesting chart, and it's like we're accelerating um, quite a bit. So anyway, over is everybody since I've totally gone off track. Um, I'll just continue off track for a moment and ask if everyone is aware of devstats.cncf.io. It is a place where the collection of CNCF projects get their GitHub statistics. Mostly it's the GitHub statistics. There might be some other stats. I'm pretty sure it's just GitHub. Get analyzed and pulled very frequently. And there are a number of pre-built dashboards, pre-built charts for exploring and understanding for characterizing the project, maybe how slowly people respond, how quickly issues are closed, or there's all kinds of metrics. Maybe who the latest contributors are. Today is Today's the 11th. I just got done saying that. We're in February 2006. This couldn't possibly be right. I'm just really surprised in this month, 11 days in, that we've only got one brand new contributor. Huh. Anyway, lots of interesting stats out here if you haven't seen it. So I'll share this link in Zoom and then maybe we can get back to the meeting. So the meeting minutes, by the way, meet.meshery.io/dev. That's your link to this Zoom, but then dev-minutes, that's your link to the meeting minutes. So in the Zoom chat, here is the link to dev stats. Also in the meeting chat or the Zoom chat is a link from Ranak on the meeting minutes themselves. So be sure to drop your name in. And a couple of other things to open us up today. The recorded meetings that we have, they're out there on the YouTube channel for Meshery. That link is not in here, actually. No, here it is, right here. Good. All right. Well, now is the right time, just before we completely get into the meeting, to put any agenda items that you might have down below, and hopefully we'll be able to get to them. I have one. Can't type and talk, so you guys will just have to watch Proglov's cat wave its tail while I type. Okay. Anybody else have a late coming agenda item? It's sort of like walking into class, if you're walking in tardy, but the professor's right behind you, you're all good. You can't be tardy. They're walking in behind you. Just slip yours in right in front of mine, be good. Okay. All right. Some of us are still in school, so we can relate. Some of us still have nightmares about school, so you can relate. Okay. Um, you know the nightmare where you forgot that it was the final exam yesterday and you just didn't even go, like that nightmare, just me. Okay. All right. We've got some announcements and we've got some topics. For some of the announcements, there might be some other people on the call who'd like to cover these. If you're out there, please go ahead. There's a couple of folks that come to mind that Kavitha and maybe Ranak, you guys, or even Sangra maybe on this first one.
Yeah, sure. I can take it up.
Yeah,
I don't have a screen share, but we've got our LFX internships in, and we are reviewing at the moment um, the applications. We've got 6 or 7 projects, as mentioned last time, and hopefully we'll have the. We're supposed to submit the forms in a week's time, if I'm not wrong, or 2 weeks' time. So we should have the results out shortly. Um, yeah, I guess we've already had some contributions around those projects to begin with, so that's a good sign. Hopefully, we'll be able to make some progress on these projects. Some of these are or have been in the LFX projects for quite some time, so we really look forward to onboarding the interns and kind of have some um, huge strides in terms of especially the AWS relationships, for example. I think that has been in the works for quite some time.
yeah.
On
This
that
is
note, I
kind
have
of a
reviewed some of these PRs from a few of you folks, and I've merged some of them as well, and I'll continue doing that. Just make sure that if you're contributing to any of the relationships and models, you paste a validated screenshot on the PRs. That makes it easier to uh, quickly check and approve it. Did I miss something, Lee? Or
Yeah, no, this particular topic has been a recurrent theme, just like you'd said. So many relationships to define for like the 54 models, somewhere around there. There's like 54 something models for AWS, which means there's 1,000 components, which means if you consider all the different relationships between all those different components, there's many thousands of those. Um, yeah, whether there's just a couple of quick words on internships in general. We do tons of them, and we do them through Layer 5. We do them through LFX. We do them through GSOC. We used to do them through GSOD. We used to do them through Community Bridge. Um, there's Meshery is a big project. Lots of things to get done. We're never short on projects. We're perpetually short on qualified candidates, those that show up consistently and help. And so if you do those two things, just keep doing those two things. And it's an inevitability that you take away an internship. And in fact, whether or not you formally took one away or not, you'd still be taking away basically the same experience and the same relationships that you would get anyway. So don't hold yourself. So the overwhelming majority of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that apply every term, I tell that same thing in many more words to all of them for my part. And I know Sangam does as well. Um, there's a number of other mentors there that like come and get it. It's yours. But somehow that doesn't, it resonates with a few. A lot of people don't even want what they're asking for, as it turns out. It's kind of all right. So that's
got GSOC coming in as well soon. And as Lee mentioned, right, consistency is key. um, that helps you and helps the project. Uh, that shows that you're committed to learning and uh, kind of serious to contribute to the project as well. Yep. Okay. Thanks.
Next,
Regarding the certifications, I think we kind of had some announcements last call as well. So we continue to have new certified contributors throughout the week, and we starting next week or starting this
Yeah,
week.
I can
Sorry.
take up this one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess you are more informed.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
we are excited to announce that we'll be kicking off the first session of our study group this Friday for 13th Feb. And like this study group has been formed and it will help the contributors to prepare for the certified Meshery contributor certification, which is like the CNCF first of its kind contributor certification. So it will help you gain some knowledge and understanding about different architectural domains Mystery has. And after by like in the end of the study group, you would be ready to good to go to put this CNCF certified Mystery contributor certification to your profiles and show up on your resume. So for the first session, like make sure to you subscribe the community calendar as well, and you can join the sessions at meet.mystery.io/CMC. So I'll be sharing that link in the chat as well for it. Kavita, would you like to add up on this one?
Yeah, so we will actually be having our first session, as Ronak told, on February 13th. Unfortunately, the community calendar is not updated yet. I tried to reach out to Mia, but I could not get a response from her. So if you could actually just add the timing to the community calendar, that would be great. We have made the entry towards the end with the PR yesterday for the
Mm.
set of meetings. But if you click on the add to calendar, I still don't actually see that changes yet.
got you. Sure. Note taken.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of notes and taking notes, as this begins and then continues forth, there are this particular category on the discussion forum is a great place for taking
Mm.
notes aloud,
Mhm.
and also for maybe converting that Google Doc into a pinned message here. Because it might, and then especially as you guys fill that in even more, maybe the Google Doc itself converts into this, or maybe not, but a lot of those notes are, there's more opportunity for them to be seen if they're posted here. So it's
Yeah,
good to
sure.
get.
Um, I would actually try to post it on Fridays after the meeting. Anyway, we have the minutes attached, and Ronak has sent the link in the chat here. So, yeah.
Nice. All right. Anything else on the study hall?
Yeah, we are going to have an informal session, and after the end of each session, we are actually thinking of adding some sample questions for the particular section that we actually cover. Maybe some multiple choice questions, uh, some sample questions which people can actually try to answer or go back and look at the documentation, refer, and then answer like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wonderful. That's awesome.
And we would be actually trying to reuse the training slides that were used previously for the contributors training sessions by
Mm.
people who have conducted that in the past, so that we don't have to actually have too many materials. If we can reuse, that would be actually great. That's what we are thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard for them to be inaccurate as well because it's the
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great, wonderful. Hey, something that I don't know that at some point we might consider is that is for there to be an index of a list of names of those who've certified. I mean, that information is public individually. Like if someone shares their certification and you can click on their link and go to their profile and look at it, but maybe we should collect a centralized one. So, all right, well, that brings us into our first topics. Actually, one thing that I skipped because I was so distracted by dev stats earlier, something I skipped is something of a ritual that we do on this meeting, and that's just to take a moment to pause and say hi to anyone who's new on the call. We take this awkward ice-breaking moment to force newcomers to say hi, just to be able to get to know you and make you feel as uncomfortable or comfortable as soon as possible. So is anybody on the call that hasn't had a chance to say hi on the call before? Usually just use hi and you're from here. You've got red/white beard or something about yourself that isn't as weird as what I just said. So Paul, if you're new, we'd love to hear from you. Or Tarun, if you're new. Anyone who hasn't said hi before, Shafiq.
Hi Lee, I am new here.
There he is. Yeah. Good to have you. Is it Shafiq or am I getting it wrong?
Yeah, I am Shafiq Rahman.
Okay. And you say it so fast. All right. Yeah, very good. Well, hey, welcome. Good to have you. I know you and I have talked before on LinkedIn a little bit, or no, in Slack a little bit, or maybe both. Shoot, I don't know.
Yeah, on both platform, LinkedIn and Slack as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Good of you to jump in. Where are you calling in from?
I am from Pakistan.
Okay, all right, very good. And then, so there's a number of folks who might be in an adjacent time zone. Just for my own knowledge, what time is it for you right now? Are you in IST? Are you?
At here, it is currently 8:20 p.m.
It's
Okay.
half an hour later than us. Yeah.
Okay, got you. All right, too much math inside of my head at the same time. Okay, so Shafiq, great to have you.
Thank you.
If you haven't had a chance, you're going to get invited to the newcomers meeting that happens on Friday. So like you're welcome to join all the meetings. This one, keep coming. And I was just going to encourage you that if you haven't been to the one on Friday, for sure, hit that one up as well.
Yeah, I will join a Friday meeting as I am very excited to learn more about and deep dive into Meshery.
Nice. Uh, Paul, are you with us? Do you want to say hi?
Oh, hi. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Or
Yeah, there he is. Yep.
oh,
Hey, Paul.
hello. I'm Paul. Yeah, I'm also known as Harry Bird. Yeah, I'm from Philippines. Yeah.
Nice.
Aside from working as a software engineer, I do contribute to open source projects, especially on the web stuffs. So, and what brought me here is that when I went to the website of FLX, Linux Foundation, I did trainings there, and aside from the trainings, then I went to the mentorship page. I was able to see the Meshery, and yeah, some sort of rabbit hole. Then I got interested to know more about it. Yeah, maybe see some have to check
Oh,
where I can possibly contribute to that, especially with my skills.
you're in the right place. That's great. Yeah. And you've made it easy on at least me to pronounce your first name. So thanks for
Yeah,
that, Paul.
yeah.
uh, and then your voice cut out maybe just for me for a moment. Did you say you were a little more front end focused? Did I hear you right?
I'm more of a back end, but yeah,
Oh,
usually
back
the
end.
task and
Okay,
yeah. But
very good.
yeah, in the real world, you get to touch front end stuffs also, especially working on web projects.
Nice. There's plenty of both here. So yeah, excellent. All right. Good. All right, Paul. Anybody else would like to say hi? I'll just do my best to embarrass people until they feel so uncomfortable that they have to say hi. Demarius, Darun, no?
Yes, I was going to. I
Hi.
just had my mic open.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm gonna open my camera too. I hope you can see me. So
there she
I
is.
had a chance to speak yet, but I did made a few things for the past two maybe, and some of them have been merged, so it's really maintainers eventually through chat. But yeah, my name is Damaris and I'm from Bolivia, but I live in El Salvador currently, and I'm a full and I see front end to back end to do other languages like Go. So that's kind of my interest and why I wanted to join and learn from the project too.
Hey, for as much as we could hear of your voice, that was wonderful. One thing that your voice came in and out just a bit, and so I didn't. You said you're living in El Salvador at the moment, and you're from where
Bolivia,
originally? What did
from
she say?
Bolivia.
Oh, Bolivia. Yeah,
Bolivia.
nice. Beautiful. Now, is my count off? So you got one of these suckers merged pretty fast, I think, before, and then you just opened another one recently?
Yes, I opened one a couple days ago or yesterday. It was related to the dogs and the migration, but a few contributions with very small ones previous to that one.
Oh, nice, beautiful, wonderful. All right, if you don't keep bringing PRs every week, you can't join the meeting. I mean, that's just the rule. You just gotta go. I'm just kidding, just kidding. I gotta work on my joke delivery. But yeah, good, great, good to have you. Wonderful. This is the reason, everyone, why Lee doesn't host generally. He won't shut up. He takes like half of the meeting just to introduce people. All that. And so, Darun, do you want to say hi or
Yeah, hi, I'm Dhawan from India. Hey, hi. Can you hear me?
yep, do you have a last name by chance? Or you just
No,
the Darun, the only one in the world?
just yeah, just the
Okay. The one and
uh,
only. Very good.
uh, I'm trying my best to contribute to command line tools and image few PRs. Yeah, it's my first time. I am kind of nervous.
Oh yeah, no, dude, you're doing good already. I mean, shoot, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to get people to speak up sometimes, and you did. So good that you that was the
Yeah,
awkward part. Now we get to go do the other part, just yeah, learning about the projects and making an impact on them. So it's great to have you.
thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I don't know that of our first topic that Guan Ming is with us, but Jay is. So we've got some work that's I didn't put this topic here, by the way, Jay, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak some stuff. I'm still going through the PR file by file. Um, do you want me to go through it? Like just brief?
It's up to you. Like I didn't put it there.
Okay,
It
okay.
might have been
Yeah, I'll just briefly maybe just talk about what's going on. So, I think this was previously discussed in the last developer meeting where we are basically trying to move from OPA engine, which is using Rego as like the language format, to Go-based policy defining. And to do that, we basically have to have an engine that can evaluate Go policies written in Go. And that part of the logic was implemented by Guan Ming. And that is a pretty huge CL. And he did great work. So I think I wish he was here, but good round of applause to him. There are some tests that we are currently adding for confirmation and I think correctness. And it'll probably take a little bit more time to get this through. He has implemented a bunch of things, which is feature flag, where you can just enable pass a feature flag through Cobra and sorry, not Cobra, Viper, and it'll either choose the Rego engine or it'll choose the Go engine. So that portion of the things are ready, and the local tests goes through. So the local Go tests go through, but we want to make it a little bit more, I would say, robust in terms of all the policy related files and evaluation files. So we are currently at that. I have added comments on the PR, and I think it's pretty late for Juan Ming to. He'll probably take a look tomorrow. Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, man. Okay. I didn't, yeah, I'm behind. Yeah, that's
No, it's
great.
fine. I'll add those things that I just said, and you can accept. I'll just yeah. It's yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, but that's exciting though. I didn't, yeah, what a great, yeah, the ability for us to let it stew for a little while, but to be able to turn it on and side by side run a number of designs through it. Maybe not. Yeah, we might have to restart Meshery server or something. I guess it just depends on how the flag works, but still, really helpful. We could start to potentially run some of the GitHub actions that we run that do integration tests and end-to-end tests. We could potentially set up a second round that has that flag enabled. Let that bake for a while.
Sorry, I was talking on mute. Yeah, this happens to me all the time. So I think that is definitely in one of the that is definitely one of the things that I'm tracking. And I believe once we have the unit test figured out, or like captured for all of the files that are currently under policies directory and system policies, sorry, don't quote me on the exact path, but I think we'll go to that next. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thank you. That's great.
Yeah. It'll take a bit of time though, just a yeah notice, because it's a pretty large PR. Yeah. And it's a pretty large change too, because we are like removing an engine and we are replacing it with like another engine. So
And it,
yeah. I'll probably keep the thread updated. So that's probably where most of the conversations are going on. And probably next meeting, I'll try to summarize it here as well before this meeting. So, we know what we are going. Yeah.
yeah, the term engine is appropriate in terms of like in terms of the heaviness of that area and the importance of that area. It's like, yeah, and Meshery can't function it can function, but maybe not very well without, one of its engines. So, yeah. Well, next, does anybody else have questions or comments on the evaluation engine? This link to the architecture deck is a few slides to help people familiarize. Other than that, we're up on Ranak. I think we're up to your topic.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. That's a quick update on the migration of docs.meshery.io from Jekyll to Hugo. So we have like migrated some of the pages and collections, but one thing like that would be I think I'm not sure. Yeah, so we have migrated like some of the sections, like the logical and concept sections. But one thing that we would be shifting now is like we have so many PRs opened on the migration part. Damaris also had some of the PRs regarding the some of the sections related to guides or infrastructure management. So would we make sure that we have a defined blueprint or a plan for migrating like each of the front matter that we have in Jekyll to corresponding to Hugo, so that we don't miss any of the files. So regarding it, I'll be opening an GitHub issue where it would be having a full kind of plan or a blueprint upon which anyone can migrate the Jekyll docs to Hugo, and it would be being more organized, and it will also help to help a shared effort with everyone. And it will also post some guidelines for future contributors. If there's anything left, they can move over things. So feel free to comment on that if you want to improvise a plan. Like, it would be iterative, so that's not like a hard coded plan that we need to do this only, but we would be uh, going iterative on that and improving the plan. So yeah.
People have got questions or feedback, comments on the Meshery docs migration from Jekyll to Hugo?
Ronak, you will be like making a parent issue, and then there will be sub issues that you will provide, right?
Actually, there's already an issue. If you go to the LFX internship for the Meshery.io, they have listed the issue, and it has a parent issue on which I'll be opening a sub issue regarding the plan for it, which can be improvised. Yeah, I'll share that issue.
Got it.
Alrighty. Hey, the next topic up, it looks like my name's against it. I'll cover it quite briefly. In Meshery, historically, when we go to name components or name pieces of the architecture or name extensions, we've gotten into this rhythm of using a portmanteau, which is like two nouns sort of smashed together. And or a verb and a noun or whatever. And so we've ended up naming a lot of things like obviously in clever, I guess, which is like one of the components that we have is called mesh sync. Another one is called, I don't know, one used to be called mesh map. One of them, all of the models that Meshery has, we have various areas of our code that reference those models as mesh models. And that does a disservice to the project. One, it doesn't help users necessarily understand what a model is any more than, it ends up being sort of a cute attempt, or an attempt to make a cute name for all of our models called mesh models. But it also serves to reinforce Meshery's genesis and its technological focus on service meshes, which is not what Meshery is focused on. And it's a hindrance, and it does a disservice to the project when people think of Meshery as only being a service mesh manager. So there's a proposal out there to get rid of that name mesh models and to just use the word models. It's articulate, the reasoning and how this impacts is articulated a little bit better out on our mailing list. So, give it a thought if you would. Comment at will. If we were to go forth, it's a chore to do. It's a multi-component chore, multi-repo chore. Yi is not here, but a couple of times now, I think between her and I, we'd pointed out that we've got that Meshery is a schema-driven project. So Meshery has these open API schemas that define constructs, logical constructs inside of the software. And when you want for Meshery server or Meshery UI to understand what these logical constructs are, just the components of our software, we describe those in one place in a schema, an open API formatted schema. We auto-generate Golang models. We auto-generate TypeScript interfaces. And we auto-generate RTK, React Query Toolkit, or RTK clients. But we're not importing those and using them everywhere. So Meshery UI needs to be using, anytime it makes a call to Meshery server, those need to use the RTK clients that are imported from those auto-generated packages. So there's help wanted there. Think about it. By the way, for those of you that come and ask, like, hey, where can I help? We post help wanted stuff all the time. And we spend a lot of time. This is like my fourth time talking about this, I think, over the last few calls. And so for my part, I haven't gotten anyone volunteering, but I know that we've got a lot of people that show up and say they're front end oriented and want to work on front end stuff. Here you go. This is my gift to you. In the same way, Meshery has a component that it uses quite a bit of in its UI. It's a table. You see, many pages have just a table that you can look at that has data inside the table. You can sort it and search it. And it's the same component that we use over and over. That component is in need of maintenance. And so please go check it out and help. Here's a link. All right, we're up to the next topic. If you have questions on that one, hit the links or go pop a message into Slack. I'll help point you in the right direction. Next up, though, is Farhan. Mr. Salim, do you want to talk to us about this security issue?
Hello everyone.
There he
Farhan
is.
here. For my introduction, I'm a BScs fourth semester machine learning co-lead at my campus, and while exploring the LFX mentorship program for AI adapter project, I found a bug. Let me share the screen and I will show the PR. Wait a minute. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
I hope so too. You'll never know since. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, there are two endpoints in the server directory which only use http.get, which are the raw URL endpoints, and we need something which can validate the URLs before passing it. So I created two files. One is URL validation.go, which validates the URL before sending it. It assesses cloud. I mean, this creates a SSRF vulnerability where attackers can assess cloud metadata, scan internal networks, assess private servers. So that's why I think that this PR manages everything. There are two files changed to that detect any attack go from the security side. This security layer is foundational for the AI adapter and also improves the Meshery scalability for further improvements. Everyone can view the PR from here and leave a comment if there is anything I should improve or not. But from my point of view, I think this is a feature we must add in the Meshery because it makes the Meshery more scalable and more secured. That's it from my side.
Cool. Anybody got comments for the Chowdhury? Like the Meshery? No, it's just Meshery. It's like, unless you want to be called the Chowdhury.
You can
All
call
right.
me whatever you think.
Okay.
Farhan,
All right. Very good, the
Salim, Chaudhary.
Chowdhury.
Chaudhary is also fine. So if there's any comment or anything you want to read, you can simply drop in and I will tell the question of anything if there is possible.
Going once.
Yes, should I repeat I should summarize what this PR is. This PR adds two files. One is urvalidated.go and one is urvalidated.test.go. It makes sure that no attacker can access cloud metadata, scan
Cool.
internal networks, and access private servers.
Good.
Since
How are you
Meshery
making sure
feature
that this is handled like consistently
Um,
across?
yes, that's why I created two files. It had 44 test cases and five functional test cases, which make
Mhm.
sure that every URL is checked. There is no internal, there are two ports are allowed. One is HTTP and one is HTTPS. The issue is that there are two component files which only uses raw URL. So that helps everything out. It can make this Meshery more secured. Since we want to introduce AI into Meshery, so we should think more of the security for the AI, that if anyone wants to bring their own model, we should have a secured Meshery side which the user don't have to worry about. So that's why it checks the schemas, resolves DNS, blocks private IPs, and use CRDR notations and prevents redirectness to bypass protection.
Ew, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why would we block private IPs?
So the IPs we only block that only the system works, that no other one can access the data.
What
If there
IP
is
address are you using on your computer right now?
my IP is the HTTP one, if I'm not wrong.
Hmm. You're wrong, my friend. Yes, that's a protocol. HTTP. Good. Hey, I'm gonna get in trouble if I continue this conversation with you because my sarcasm will be interpreted as me being not nice. So, does
Okay,
anyone
so
else have feedback for the Chowdhury?
Is this a validated security threat? Is it reported by, is this from, some report, or has it been reported by someone? I,
no,
I, I still don't know what we are trying to kind of fix here, to be honest.
no, it hasn't. There is no any issue regarding it, but I thought there will be any security layer if we can increase the security, so that's why I created it.
See,
Anyone
our
can use
service is
it.
a public service, right? And on
Yes.
the lines of what Lee was mentioning, we we focus on protocols, and we support HTTP, HTTPS. We cannot do anything at the IP level. It's as simple as that.
Yes.
Because
Okay, sure.
the moment we start blocking IPs, then we have customers and we have clients and we have developers and contributors, and this can be a spiraling effect. If
Okay, I will check my
yeah, we need
finding
more.
one more time.
So you need to validate this threat. Okay, you need to
Sure.
do a recording, a Loom recording, or maybe some screenshots, something that validates that this is actually a threat that
Okay, sure.
we must fix, right? And
Sure,
then
sure.
sure, and then if it makes sense, we go ahead and look into it, right?
Sure,
We'll
I
keep
will.
this
I
PR
have
open, and probably it'll be good to kind of first validate whether, yeah, this is required.
I have taken my notes here, and I will sure validate this issue.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks.
Uh,
Yeah, hang in there. Hang in there, the Chowdhury. It's good work.
Yes.
One thing about the private IP addresses that would negatively affect you at the moment. So if you were running Meshery in its container, just kind of locally, maybe on Docker desktop or something, if you're just running Meshery locally, and then you open up your web browser and you go to interact with it, probably the rules that you have inside of the pull request right now, they will probably not, they'll probably you'll probably block yourself.
Okay.
And so think about that a little bit if you would. Yeah, but
Yes, I
improving
will.
yeah. Yeah, so
Sure.
don't be discouraged. Good.
No,
Thanks.
no. Yes, I will review my pull request, and I have taken the notes. Which points should I keep in my mind? And thanks for letting me know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, good. All right. Uh, all right. We are to Matthew was on earlier. I think he had to run. He's not with us by chance. He's usually on, but he had to run today. So oh no, not another one from Lee. Oh gosh. Okay. Mr. Shaw, we've got one from you.
Yes, so I hope I'm audible and did not mute myself. So, okay, so this is the system Meshy CTL system status command where it did not show extensions. Okay, so I'm not speaking in proper cadence. Let me dial it down a back. So if somebody is running Docker desktop and they have installed Meshy extension from the Docker hub, and they are using Meshery CTL command line to do Meshery CTL system status, it wouldn't show the extension containers, the containers that are spin up by Docker desktop. So there was this issue where I was trying to understand, like, is this the expected behavior or this shouldn't be, because apparently Docker extension has a different API and it's a proprietary thing or a closed source thing from Docker Desktop. So what we ended up doing is we used Docker CLI, which was already there within the code base as a part of Docker Compose client. And we just, instead of doing Docker Compose PS, which would show the containers for the specific compose file, we did Docker PS. And there are some conditional checks, of course. So now it shows the containers that are run by Docker extension. Um, there is a small catch though, that although it shows the status, it doesn't do anything with the other commands that are accompanying with status, which is stop and start. So status is the only thing that it will work. I mean, we can run it, but it wouldn't affect because I think those are accompanying with the Docker PS, a Docker Compose client, and not the Docker Direct client.
Yeah, the last statement that you made might start to answer the question that I was going to ask, which is, are we using the Golang client?
So this doesn't add. Okay. So when you say Golang client, do you mean like did I add any additional dependency, or is it the dependency that is
No.
already there within the project?
Nope. In both cases, it's the same answer because you're slightly in both cases, those questions are phrased to avoid the thing that you know that I'm pointing out, which is
Okay.
don't do that. Oh, don't stop it. which
Okay.
is much earlier on. Like Hussein, do you want to talk about this? Are you on the call?
Yeah, I think he used a Docker client
Mhm.
and not any compose related ones.
Okay.
So that way he's not using CLI. So that is better. Yeah. Actually, there is an effort to move away from Docker Compose CLI, and I have made some changes to use the Docker Compose SDK. I have to test them for like I made
Mhm.
changes to start command, stop command. So like if we are adding any CLI dependencies, that's what we want to avoid going forward.
Yeah, this doesn't add any CLI dependency. So I would say if you go look at the
Yeah,
health
yeah,
check.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
PR. You are
Yeah.
using SDK for
Yeah.
Docker, right?
Yeah. That's the same. So Docker Compose client, I don't remember which file it was, but it's within healthcheck.go or status.go, excuse me. And it has that struct has two things. One is Compose client and one, I think, Docker command. And I'm just basically leveraging one of them. So just to get clarity on this, the TLDR is we do not add any more dependencies on Docker Compose.
Yes. I mean, not really
Docker
like,
Compose SDK.
no, that CLI, basically, the command.
Okay. And when you say CLI, we are
Right,
removing
right
that
now,
one.
yeah, the effort is in place. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So in that case, this particular issue would be intended behavior, right? Because Meshy extension is a totally different, or not totally, technically not, but on Docker desktop land, it's a different thing.
Yeah, there's a couple of these are good questions, Jay, and I'm going to say the same in different words, the same thing that Hussein is saying. One of these is easier to speak to than the other, and it's not even all that easy to speak to because you have to be fairly precise, I think, with your language. I'll make an attempt, which is to say that historically, Docker-compose was the first Docker Compose CLI out there, and it was written in Python. And in recent, and we used it. And then a couple of years in, Docker integrated the Compose functionality into the Golang-based Docker CLI. So it just became Docker Space Compose. Good. And in either case, historically, Meshery, there had actually as of 2 weeks ago, Docker officially released their Go SDK for
Yeah, Compose V2, I guess.
yeah, something. So
Yeah,
anyway, it's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
So we've
It's
long
very new.
wanted. So we're on the same page there. It's like, look, yeah, we don't want to be reliant on an external binary at all.
Yeah, no,
Y-
yeah, okay. So
And we
when you say,
might,
yeah, sorry, go on.
no, go on. And we might already, and so whatever, yeah, you might be able to help him. I don't know what state we're in
Mhm.
at the moment, and we don't have to, you don't have to speak to it, but just know that as you try to improve the project, please help us get away from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, no. I'm a pretty much standard library guy in Golang, so
Okay.
yeah.
The
Dependencies
second,
scare me. Yeah.
yeah. Hey, what? It's not in a single static binary?
Yeah.
What's going on? Um,
Uh,
the second part of the discussion has to do with something that I'm nominally familiar with, and that is the state of Docker's extensions area and to what extent extensions like the Meshery extension has special access to sort of the rest of Docker engine, like the ability for an
uh-huh.
extension to make it, if the ability for any piece of software to do a Docker PS should be fairly straightforward. But
Mhm.
even in addition to that, the extensions themselves should have a little more elevated privileges, like, because they're running as part of a component of the platform. And I'm not
Mhm.
sure what state that thing is, because it had been about 3 years ago since we'd written the original, I think. And they've enhanced the structure of the extensions.
Yeah. I I can talk about that a little bit. And this is probably maybe a little bit of a scary area for me because this is open source and I didn't deep dive into this much. So I was looking at how Docker extension typically, how Docker talks to extensions to begin with. And in Mac specifically, there is a .socket file which is named extensions dash backend .socket. So if I run socat and listen on that socket, and if I run Docker extension commands, you'll see APIs go back and through. So there, there is. I mean, that's basically reverse engineering. I don't know how much of that we are allowed to do. It's possible we can know the API, we can know the data, and we can reverse engineer it. But since it's closed source, extension doesn't have typically a SDK. There is a repo, but there is no code in it. There are examples, which is surprising. I think it's like everything that I'm saying except the socat part is like in the PR, in not in the PR, in the original um, uh, issue. Yeah. So
There are, yeah, good. We're probably, just one thing. There's one other thing to note that you may or may not have seen, and it's just a piece of information to take with you that might help, might not.
mhm,
It is within here's Docker Desktop.
mhm,
Within the preferences, there are two areas, I think, within preferences that relate to the visibility of um, system containers,
containers. Yep.
if you will. So right here under extensions,
Mhm.
show Docker extensions system
System
containers
containers.
to display these when using Docker command. Oh, wait, hey, this sounds like exactly what you're,
Yeah.
so this, yeah, whatever is underneath that. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
just in
That's
case.
that. If that's not checked, it doesn't show up. So that's basically, yep. That's the secret sauce. However, they are doing it, and that goes through the Docker backend socket file connection that is there. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
You'd
So
think
they
they'd
just
integrate.
dynamically expose and unexpose that socket. Yeah. Yeah.
Does
But it's fine.
anybody
I
else
think,
have?
sorry, go on. Sorry.
No.
Um, I'll probably just post about this on the Meshy CTL Slack channel and like ask for advice, or do you think it's good to close this as intended behavior?
Um, yeah, I would say that the issue itself isn't it could be okay to close this issue with a note, or maybe it's like a slight enhancement on the CLI or something that says, if you're running the extension version, or like, hey, there's some we don't want to over engineer the
Yeah.
UX and just make presumptions that like, oh, they ran system status and because we couldn't see it, then they must be using an extension, and like those types of assumptions just getting us in trouble. But if there's there might be a UX now that you've fully wrapped your mind around the whole problem, you might
Yep.
reapproach it with, here's what here. It's just a note in the docs. It's a note in the CLI. It's an extra flag on the end of the CLI. It's
Okay.
or I'm a Docker captain and can talk to any of the people that work at, or
Oh, I
have,
see. Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
If
I'm a nerd. I just snap my
no, it's
head.
fine. It's actually pretty great. So you can can you ask them to like at least open source the extension SDK, which would be helpful.
They might come back. A lot of times they come back with like, oh, it's right here. For me,
Yeah.
like you didn't see it. It's like, right. So,
It's I'll try exploring a bit more. Maybe it's there and I'm not seeing it. Yeah. I don't know.
especially if you end up asking in the Docker Slack, I could take it and escalate that question, or elevate that,
Okay.
get some more eyes on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll take a note of that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
All
That's
right. Well,
all.
hey, it's good. Hey, the last item here was just, hey, we was just a reflection of our meeting agendas, our ongoing meeting agendas. So we just had a meeting. Everybody just experienced how terrible it can be when they tries to make a joke, and or just the general format. Just thinking out loud with you all. Maybe we would do well to just thinking aloud. Take one meeting a month and dedicate that meeting to a specific like design spec, or a specific deep dive in a functional review of an area, whatever the topic is, but like sort of a singular topic that we would go into a little more in depth, to be able to try to help advance that particular area. And so there's a thought. We used to have community meetings separate from this. How are we running the community? How are we recognizing people and stuff? We used to have a CI meeting for GitHub Actions and the DevOps work that we do around hosting the playground and how it runs and all that. Like, so I just put this on here as like as a reflection. Just think aloud. Hey, where are we grooming the backlog of the issues? Where's the roadmap planning happening? And there's all kinds of discussions and conversations and stuff that go on. They go on publicly, but we don't have a dedicated meeting at the moment for some of that. So food for thought. Let that, if you guys have suggestions.
I had one question. You mentioned about the community meeting and the meeting specific to Meshery CI. Do they not happen these days? Because I can see that in the table which I modified yesterday, the entries are actually there. So
Yeah, they don't happen anymore.
Okay. So
Yeah,
should
we
we
could.
actually open a PR to remove them from that page?
Yeah, probably. We can always bring them back, or like, yeah, it would not. Yep, if you would. Sometimes it's kind of like commenting out code or deleting code. It's like, oh, I don't want to delete it because I might need it later. In this case, we can delete it. We can bring them back as soon as anybody. As a matter of fact, you specifically, Kavitha, are bringing forth a new meeting, which is great. So we're displacing some of the ones that we were not hosting with this new study hall for the certification, which Kavitha, yeah, I don't know if you thought of it this way, but this is a first in the CNCF ever, the first ever time that there's a study hall, a formal study session held for like for certification of a contributor. So kind of just kind of cool.
Yeah, same thoughts here.
Yeah. Does anybody have anything else before we wrap up today? the newcomers meeting on Friday and the first ever certified Meshery contributor study hall on Friday as well. And that will be on the calendar later today. Are there people on the call who have been certified, who've taken the exam already?
Yes, I have taken the exam. I
Yeah,
I
I've
got the
also taken.
certificate.
But this is actually, so the Chowdhury, did you, sorry, man, I think it's gonna stick, the Chowdhury, I'm sorry. But
Sure, sure. I'm just
okay.
waiting it to post on LinkedIn. I will post it tomorrow. I will
Oh, great.
mention.
Oh, perfect. Hey, did you,
Mhm.
a quick question for you, and this could be good feedback to Kavitha and Ranak and Sarab, and Sangram and a bunch of people who've helped create these, and Husseina, who've helped create these exams. Did you bump into any questions on the exams so far?
And they were so good. Honestly, the current test was so good. It helped me clear all the core concepts. It is built way perfect than we can imagine.
Oh man,
There is no
wow.
changes required for now.
I wish you gotta, I'm gonna go get my wife and then you can just say that again so she can just hear, like that we did one thing well. So not just, I know you were saying that at the rest of the folks as well. I just, okay. Yeah,
Sure,
good,
sure.
great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody got anything else? Well, hey, that's a wrap, folks. We'll see you all back in Slack. Chat with you later.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. It was nice
Bye.
meeting
Bye,
you all.
everyone.